Hey everybody, this is Take Two. Welcome and thank you for taking some time to check this video. So I wanted to do a little training for you guys. This is going to be in our unit on power hours, on how to do a power hour, how to track your power hour. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. There's some great tips in this training unit on how to find connections, how to make connections, how to do an invite. This is more just the how to put all the pieces together, okay? So you're going to want to make sure that you print off the simple recipe bat that says the 222 business tracker that Elizabeth Aldrich put together for us. It is in the unit. Later on, when you grow more in your business, you will move on to do a different bat, similar format with a little more connectivity on it, or places for connections. But for now, we want to keep it simple. If you were to follow this tracker and this way of tracking and do your power half hour or power hour 5 days a week consistently over time, you can grow your income. There's a coach in our larger team family, Ashley Tart, who was able to grow her income to $500, and then when she increased her connectivity a little bit and did 7 power hours a week, she grew her income to $1,000, and it was following the 2, 2, and 2. It wasn't doing 100 invites a week. It was just being consistent over time. It really is the key to this. So you want to print off the 2, 2, and 2 simple recipe bat. Then you also want to print off the 2-page invite list. It's called Monthly Offer the Gift, and it has 2 sheets. The second sheet is for your new connections, and the first sheet is for your invites. And then in addition to that, you're going to want to have a notebook or a folder, okay, to keep your stuff in. So one of the things that you want to do every day when you open up your power hour and you go to work, if you're using your computer, you sit down before you and you want to work from a list. If you go to Facebook to try to just find people that day that you want to invite, you're going to waste time. So at the beginning of the month, you need to make a list, if your goal is Success Club 5 or Success Club 6, helping 3 new people, of 30 names of people that you want to invite to do a paid challenge with you. These are people that are in your warm market. We've talked a little bit about this in another video. So you're going to make your list of 30 here. Then you're going to go to your last 5 Facebook posts that got a lot of engagement, that had something to do with health or wellness or nutrition, or like something that you could generate a conversation with. And you're going to write down the names of 30 people that this is where you're going to pull your new conversations from. So that's the first part that you want to do to prepare for your power hour at the beginning of this whole process. Then what you're going to do is every day, you will have your new coach tracker, and I wish I had mine printed, but my printer for some reason is not working this very moment. But you're going to use your new coach business tracker or a notebook, okay? You're going to print 4 of them because they are sheeted out like this. I'm going to show you because I have 2 screens. So you can see here how there's 2 finds, 2 connections, 2 invites, and 2 follow-ups every single day. And it has your entire week right here in front of you. Okay, so you're going to print 4 of these for the month. In this section right here, this is you being a product of the product, because it's so important that you are working out, drinking your shake, doing your personal development, and checking in on your challenger group. Challenge group, you want to make sure that you don't drop that ball when you're in the midst of building your business, because people are going to join you because of you being on the journey. So don't, and your belief will struggle with that. So you're going to print 4 of those sheets. You're going to date them. So when you go through, like today, you would date Mondays as 1/7, Tuesday 1/8, Wednesday 1/9, so forth. And then the next week, you flip and you date them. That's how I started out. If you don't want to print those off, you could also do the same thing if you just took a page out of a notebook or a journal and you just date it and wrote 2 lines for each category. 2 finds, 2 invites, 2 connections, and 2 follow-ups. The reason why you print 4 is you use this like a calendar. You're going to go to your Go for No sheet. You're going to pick the first 2 names. You're going to write them down once you invite them and check them off. Then you're going to go to your connection sheet. You're going to go to your first 2 people. You're going to send them a message, check their Facebook page, and then check them off and write them on the sheet. Then you're going to go on Facebook. You're going to search for people you have common interests with, or on Instagram. You're going to follow 2 new people, or you're going to friend request 2 new people. You're going to write their names down. Then you're going to go to your messages and click unread. They'll pop up to the top, and you're going to respond in this order. Number one is prospects, people that you're talking to about challenge groups, then then clients, then coaches, then other. You want to follow up to at least 2 people a day. Now, you can do more than 2 follow-ups a day, but your high priority follow-ups are people that you're in the middle of a good conversation with and you don't want to miss those people. And that is why those lines are on this sheet. Now, there's the next part of it. You just done your phase 1. Boom. You're going to then look at whoever you invited. Say you invited Suzanne today to do the 2B mindset. You will then go down to like Wednesday or Thursday and write her name in the follow-up line of the tracker. That way you know on Thursday who you need to follow up with that you've invited. Then say on Thursday you invite Susie and Joanna. Then you could flip to the next week on Monday and write Joanna in the follow-up. That way, if they have not responded to you, the people that you have invited, you schedule a follow-up with them ahead. You can do this with these tracking sheets and put them in a binder, or you can do this with a notebook. Like I said, you just flip through, and when I do that, I get like a little Post-it note and flag the page so that I can like flip easily to the week that I'm on, because I have used notebooks. That's if you can tell. Last month, our printer wasn't working, and I used a notebook. And that way I could find where I needed to go. And you might be like, holy cow, that's overwhelming. Well, that's why these sheets can be a little less overwhelming. So your power hour, you sit down, send 2 invites, send 2 conversations, find 2 new people, follow up with those people that you're scheduled to first, and then work through the rest of your messages, maybe to set a timer for 10 minutes where you work through them in that order of prospect, challenger, coach, and then other. Okay, then you're going to make sure you're taking time for personal development. You're going to make sure you're taking time to check in your challenge group and be that ultimate challenger, working out, drinking your Shakeology. And then last but not least, sharing on social media, which there's some great videos on how to do that when you look in the social media unit that we have from Kimberly Wilcox, just a 101 and 201 kind of quick things for social media. When you get in a habit of this and you feel like you want to stretch yourself a little more beyond this, corporate has a business activity tracker that they have released that actually breaks down also for you Instagram stories and those kinds of things. And we have this version of the tracker, but instead of 2, 2, and 2, it's 5, 5, and 5, in case you want to increase your numbers. I recommend you start here. When you get to the point where you increase your numbers, instead of just using this sheet as the second part of the Go for No sheet, I recommend that you print off 100 conversation starter sheet, which is a goal that we have. I have one right here, that you can print one of these off and you set a goal of how many new conversations you're going to have. So instead of writing the names on here, you write them on here. And it's just having it all in one place, y'all. It's like when you decide to upgrade to the little, like if you're, maybe you just started and you're like, I don't want to do 30, I want to do 100. Then when you print off your invite sheet, print 2, so you have 60 invites if you want to hit SC10, and then either use the second sheet or chuck it and print one of these and go for 100. The key is keeping it simple. You need 1 sheet for your invites, 1 sheet for your new conversations, because you want to pay attention to the people posting on your social media, following you on your Instagram stories, and people whose birthdays and who are your friends you can kind of go through. And then finally, you need a system for tracking your follow-ups, whether that's using the sheet and printing off 4 so you can plan ahead, or using a notebook so that you can date it and flip ahead. Either way, that is how you can make sure people don't slip through the cracks. The last thing I'll say is sometimes I'll hear, well, what about these new conversations? I mean, if I'm sending all these new conversation messages to people and they don't answer me, unless it was like a conversation that I think is worthy of a follow-up, like a person had a baby and I want to make sure they're not struggling with postpartum. So I message them to check on them and they don't message me back, and I want to make sure I check on them because I know they used to have postpartum depression. Then I will schedule that just like I would a follow-up for an invite. Or say there's a person who I've been talking to for a while and the conversation is warm and I haven't invited them yet, but I don't want to drop the ball. You will know, trust that in yourself, but you just write them in the follow-up section of your tracking sheet, okay? But other messages when you're just like, hey, how was your Christmas? Oh my gosh, your kids look so cute. If they don't message you back, don't worry about it. Because if you were going through the happy birthday messages and the people liking your posts and all this stuff, you don't have to respond to every person. It's really just to start a conversation and then spend the time with the people who are willing to have the conversation back with you. You should be able to do your 2 2s and 2s in 30 minutes, no problem. If you feel like a certain area is tripping you up, let your coach know and they can help. The key with this is just consistency over time. All right, you guys, I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, you can post them below. Hop on our new coach question and answer call, and just know that we are here to help you reach your goals and get started and have a successful business. Take care, everybody.